Cancel culture. The screenshot appeared on a Tuesday afternoon, sandwiched between flyers for a campus protest and a meme about finals week. Someone had posted it to the university forum with no caption. Just an image, grainy and unmistakable. A tweet from 2014, a joke that wasn't a joke anymore. Eli Chun saw it while standing in line for coffee. His phone buzzed, once, then again, then kept vibrating until the barista called his name twice. By the time he stepped aside, his stomach had dropped so far, it felt physical. The tweet was his. He recognized the phrasing, immediately the lazy sarcasm, the performative edge. He'd been 14, freshman year of high school, trying to sound clever, trying to belong online. The words were ignorant, harmful, there was no way around it. Under the screenshot, comments multiplied in real time. Unacceptable. How is this guy still here? This is who they let into student government. Eli's hands shook as he scrolled. By evening, the post had spread beyond campus. Someone tagged the organizations he worked with. Someone emailed the dean. Someone dug up an apology he'd de-written years later on a different platform and called it convenient. Eli hadn't thought about that tweet in almost a decade, but it had been thinking about him. The next morning, his student organization released a statement distancing themselves. He was asked not to attend meetings until further notice. A professor suggested he take a few days off class for everyone's comfort. Eli stayed in his dorm room. Blinds, closed, laptop, opened to a document titled Statement Draft 7. Every version sounded wrong. Too defensive, too polished, too late. He called his sister. I messed up, he said. You messed up when you were 14, she replied carefully. The question is what you do now. What if it doesn't matter? Eli asked. What if that's it? Silence stretched on the line. I don't think accountability is supposed to mean erasure, she said. But the internet doesn't always agree. Eli posted his apology that night. It wasn't viral. It didn't satisfy everyone. Some praised it as thoughtful. Others called it manipulative. A popular thread dissected his language sentence by sentence, speculating on sincerity like it was a riddle. The hardest part wasn't the anger. It was the certainty. People spoke about him as if he were fixed and amber frozen at 14, incapable of growth, as if the person he had been mattered more than the person he'd tried to become. A panel was organized by the university within days. Accountability in the digital age. Eli's name was never mentioned in the description, but everyone knew. The auditorium filled. On stage sat 3 professors, an activist speaker, and a senior named Maya Alvarez, known on campus for her organizing work. She'd been one of the first to criticize the tweet publicly. Eli watched the live stream from his bed. Accountability isn't about punishment, one professor said. It's about harm repair. Maya leaned forward. But repair requires centering the people harmed, she said. Not the comfort of the person who caused it. Eli flinched. She wasn't wrong. A student asked from the audience, what about growth? Is there a point where someone has done enough? Maya paused. I think redemption is possible, she said slowly. But it can't be demanded, and it can't be rushed. After the panel, Maya messaged Eli. I'm not reaching out to be nice, she wrote, but I think conversations are better than PR. Eli stared at the screen, unsure whether to feel relief or dread. They met at a quiet corner of the library. Maya didn't smile. She didn't scowl either. I read your apology, she said. It wasn't terrible. That's high praise, Eli said weakly. She didn't laugh. Do you understand why people are angry? Yes, he said immediately. I do. I was ignorant. I said something harmful. And even if I was young, the impact matters. She studied him. And why do you think people don't want to move on? Eli thought for a long moment. Because moving on feels like letting it slide, he said. Like saying it didn't matter. Maya nodded. Exactly. I don't want it to not matter, Eli said. I want it to be contextualized, to be part of a longer story. She exhaled. Here's the thing. For a lot of people, the internet is the only place harm ever gets acknowledged. So when they see a chance to hold someone accountable, they grab it hard. So what am I supposed to do? Eli asked. Disappear. Maya looked at him. No. But you might have to accept that some people won't forgive you. And that doesn't mean you stop doing the work. The work? Eli started volunteering with a campus group focused on digital literacy and online harmony in a leadership role. Not publicly at first. He listened more than he spoke. When people recognized him, some walked away, some stayed. A few months passed. The outrage faded, as it always did, replaced by something newer, louder. But the consequences lingered. Opportunities didn't come back. Certain doors stayed closed. Eli learned to live with that. One afternoon, he was invited to speak in a small seminar, not about his mistake, but about online permanence. The professor framed it carefully. No spectacle. Afterward, a freshman approached him. "I found my old posts," she said quietly. "I'm scared of them." Eli nodded. "Me too," he said. "But fear can turn into responsibility if you let it." When Eli graduated, his name wasn't cleared. It wasn't erased either. It existed with an asterisk. He came to understand that accountability and redemption were not opposites, but they weren't the same path either. Accountability was something you owed others. Redemption was something you worked toward without guarantees. Cancel culture, he realized, wasn't a single thing. It was a collision between pain and power, between memory and change, between a world that wanted justice now and people who needed time to become better than their worst moment. Eli didn't ask to be forgiven anymore. He focused on being different, and if someday those two things met, he decided it would be because of consistency, not because the internet finally looked away.